Just do you. Just do you. No need to sorrow, babe. No, you got baggage, huh? We got enough to fill the century. Just do you. Just do you. Push my fader, babe. Worries for later, huh? Just let this be for a word.
I am so happy to be back. Thank you for watching my previous video, although I haven't posted in a long time, but nonetheless, I'm here. It's your girl Miriam. I am a culture entrepreneur, culture producer, service expert living in Oslo. I started posting again because I want to show the process of managing director, because I am per now in my businesses, but I want to be a CEO, meaning I'm very hands-on, I'm on the floor, and I want to be able to create so good systems that my businesses can run by themselves with my staff without me needing to be on the floor all the time. So I'm in that kind of transition. And also we're getting more and more business, and I'm so grateful for that. But what I noticed last year, that I wasn't mentally and physically ready for the expansion I was working so much for. So I'm gonna do better this year. And to be honest with you, I just want my priorities and patterns to align with the Miriam I want to be. That's what my new posting again is about. So thank you for being on this journey with me, and I hope you understand, like, if you have experienced it yourself, when you just feel like you are in your own way. I feel like I have all of the resources, I have all of the competence, the network that I need to succeed in all of my ventures, but still I'm not really getting over a certain threshold, and I know that can only lead back to me. So this is what this year is going to be about. With that said, at the end of 2025, I started mental and discipline challenge called 75 Hard. I just finished my first week of it, and I want to share what I've learned during the first week. I started this challenge because I want to be even more disciplined. I want to build my endurance and consistency, because your girl doesn't have a problem with doing tough things and being structured and time management, all of that. I have so many hacks. Some of them you can already see in some of the videos on my channel, and I'll be sharing more. But the thing is that my biggest problem is consistency. I know it's part of the choice of my profession, because I work with event and culture. I run my own company. I have a catalog of 100 people that I train and rent out to professional organizers. So I have my plate full, and I've worked for it. This year 16 years. So I'm happy for that, but I also need to have a body and a psyche that actually can handle that. And the first quarter is the season of the year where I actually have enough space to do a challenge as such, and then our industry just blows up. Early mornings, late nights, and those are also some of the reasons why I find it hard to stay consistent. But I want to do better. I want to do better by myself. I want to do better by my future self. I want to do better by my staff, clients, all of that jazz. And I'm taking you with me. Girl, stick with me. Stick with me. And thank you for your support. So anyway, first week of 75 Hard. It's been a ride. Right now, as I'm recording this, I'm on day 12, meaning I'm already in week 2, and I'll be recording a preparation video for week 3. So just to show you kind of my setup for how to manage the challenge, but also do my obligations, show up at work, and show up for myself and be in bed in time. I want to share my reflections and also certain things they don't talk about. I've seen some of the videos of their experiences, but there is certain things that I haven't heard people talk about. So basically, the 75 Hard Challenge is created by Andy Frisella, who is a best-selling author, entrepreneur, and he calls it that it's winning the war on yourself. And I understand that, because it's about discipline, it's a very psychic challenge. And then of course there is physical aspect of it, but I think the catalyst of this whole challenge is up here. So basically it's to follow a strict diet, work out twice a day, indoors and outdoors, drink a gallon of water, read 10 pages of self-improvement or personal development books, and take progress pictures. Those are the 5 steps of the challenge. Simple, right? You might think so, or maybe maybe not. But when I look at it, I think like following a diet, I am not new to the meal prep game, and I love it. I love knowing when I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna eat, when I'm gonna eat it, and I look forward to it. This is one of the biggest foodies you're gonna meet. And also I'm vegan, so I'm very particular on what I eat. And then the workout, I actually work out more or less every day, the least every other day when I am consistent. And then it can go a couple of months without working out at all, eating catering food at work and not always ordering healthy food. That's my cross to carry, but I want to do better by myself this year. Progress pictures, also not new to that game, so I'll be sharing some. I said that I wanted to be thick. I've been lean, I've been well put together several times in my life, because remember, I never give up on myself and I do like to work out. But the thing is that my patterns don't always reflect the character that I've built and I'm building, and that is myself. And that is the consistency, being better at setting boundaries, doing what I say I'm supposed to do. And with that, I mean, I do my daily plan, and then I can start with something and then I get in a flow there, but I don't drop it to go to the next thing on the plan. That also is important. I can continue with this thing, and very good, this thing is good, but then this thing is lingering to the next day. And next day has its own things to take care of. So to be good at actually doing the things that I'm supposed to do in the slot that I do it. And if the slot is too small, I need to find a faster and smarter way of doing it, because there's so many tools out there. I have ChatGPT Pro, I have Canva Pro, I have Google Office or Business, and there we have Gemini. Like, there's so many tools I can use. So I need to find better systems as well. So all of this is part of me doing better. 75 challenge, week 1. We can start with the challenges and I can break them down. Following a diet is not a problem. What I've learned through the first week that I haven't thought about so many times before when I prepare my meal preps is that I'm working out twice a day, which then means that I really need to plan every meal, every consumption of food and drink throughout the day, so that I get the fuel that I need at that specific time. For instance, I'm at the gym around 6 because I get up at 4 and then I pray, I read the 10 pages, I make my daily plan, I do daily devotional. So it gets me, that's 2 hours, gets me in the gym by 6. I start with a pre-workout. I haven't thought about that before because normally I work out once a day or every other day. So I need a pre-workout just to get the right fuel so I don't dip off too early in the day. And then by 10, I'm starting to feel my blood sugar is going down. I've been actually seriously sitting and writing and dipping off like that at work or even in meetings, feeling like how my eyelids start to get heavy. And I shared this with my IG family, and a gym friend of mine, Anton, said to just add electrolytes and also have some vegetables or fruit just to keep the blood sugar level, and then prepare for lunch that I have around 12. That's 2 snacks that I normally don't have, the pre-workout and the 10 o'clock snack. Lunch at 12, and then working out again in the afternoon. I do normally the indoor one in the morning, and then I'm doing the outdoor one in the afternoon, meaning when I leave the office by 4, I want to be home at 4:30 and then be out of the door doing the afternoon workout, outdoor workout at 4:45, which means that I take the pre-workout just before I leave the office. So then that way it's in my system before I get home, change, and then leave for the workout. So the meal prep for myself, I just had to start packing like small snacks and adding that to my normal meal preparation. Normally when I'm following a structure, I cook twice a month, and every time I cook I make between 15 or 17 boxes with food divided on 4 dishes, and that gives me peace. I can just pull out a box every day. I don't need to think about that. Between shopping and making the food, it takes 4 hours, or at the max 4.5 hours. You might think that's a lot in one go, but think about all of the time you put every day making food. I don't have that. I put it in the microwave or I put it in a pot, it heats itself up, and then I eat and I'm out of there. So following a diet, my specific diet is I want to be thick, but I also need to lose some body fat to bulk up. So I've decreased my calorie intake to 16, almost 1700 calories per day. And that's kind of where I am. I do use different apps, for one for tracking my food, and then one for part of my workout, and then one for the 75 challenge. I will record a video with only the apps. What they don't tell you is when you're following the diet, you also need to plan out how does your day look like. Because when I have events, for instance, then it can be that I'm at the office at 7 and then I work until midnight or 11 p.m. like I did this past Friday. So then that way, okay, how do I divide my meals throughout the day so that I don't get sugar levels dip? Because when that happens, I just want to eat whatever. With your day, plan out the different scenarios of how your day can look like. Because remember, this 75 challenge, if you miss one thing, you need to start from the beginning. Even when I had done 2 days, I didn't want to go back. 2 days means I've already done 4 workouts, means I've already had 4 gallons of water. So no, I'm not going to go back. And now I'm on day 12. Not going back, my friend. So figure out what kind of days you have, different scenarios of the day. Plan out your week. I'm gonna share a video only on when I'm planning week 3, so you can see like how I combine my personal life, work, and also bedtime, like my objectives and obligations and so on, and how I weave that into this challenge life as well. That's one thing. It's good to follow a plan, a diet plan, but also like to be really detailed on how the rhythm of your day is, because what is going to happen is you can end up buying food faster. You can still stay within your diet, but buying food just to make things faster for yourself. So that's one thing I didn't expect, to be so detailed in even preparing snacks and so on. The workout, even if you work out in your lifestyle, 2 workouts a day is challenging because you have to do that within the same 24 hours. And why do I say that? I mentioned that I work with events. So Friday we had a premiere TV series, very good event, lovely. We went 1 hour over. I left the office at 11, meaning I had been there from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. So before 8 a.m., when I was at the office, meaning I left my house at 7:30. I had done the indoor workout, read the 10 pages, had 1.5 liter of water. A gallon is about 3.8 liters of water. So I had 1.5 before, and I'm gonna get back to why I had that, and I had taken the progress picture. So I was way ahead already. But we finished at 11 p.m. I hadn't done my outdoor workout because somewhere in my head I thought, oh, I can go for a quick 45-minute power walk during the day before the client comes for rig up. But that didn't happen because they came too early. They needed a lot of help and I couldn't leave the venue because they were there. That is more common than never. So that was a bad plan for me. That ended with me leaving work at 11 p.m. and going for a power walk between 11 p.m. and midnight in 16 minus. When you start doing this, like I said, even if I've done 2 days, I don't want to go back from the beginning. You get so narrowed in, tunnel vision almost, in the challenge that you don't want to mess up. So when I felt like I was already on a diet, I got that. I drank water at the office. So I only had the outdoor workout left. I wasn't gonna blow my chance on that. So I went for a 45-minute walk straight after doing an over 12-hour day at work. That's the only thing I can say about that. When it comes to the 2 workouts per day, you need to plan them properly and also figure out, like I said, I think everything goes with the rhythm of your day, because the thing is, like, I'm child free, so I don't have to share my time with somebody else. So I only need to think about my schedule. So I can do that. But I've heard of a lot of people with kids, with multiple businesses, with a bunch of obligations, but have still managed to do 75 hard. So you can probably do it as well if you want to, that is. But the 45-minute workouts, 2 of them per day, it is a challenge. Another thing is I'm sore, man. I'm sore because in all of this I want to be a better runner. So I've been running as well. My outdoor workouts have been running, power walk. those are the two that I've been doing. And with the running, I also do a lot of lifting in the indoor workouts, because one thing I learned last year when I was preparing for the High Rocks was the glute power that you need to be a good runner. I'll make a video about that. So anyway, so I've been working a lot of my glutes, I've been working a lot of my upper body and lower body as well. Sometimes full body workout and sometimes either leg or upper body. So I've been so, I would recommend, especially the first week, do some sauna or be in a jacuzzi or a bathtub or something just to soften up your body. Because like in Oslo right now, it's been this past week, it's been 5 minus and then gradually rising up to 8, 9, 10, 13, 16, and this morning on my run it was 18 minus. So the thing is that still staying active in those different weathers is just good, because the body is going to be sore regardless. But specifically if you're doing it with winter as well, girl, treat yourself. Be ready for that. And also there is this stretching roll, like an exercise tool with small bumps that comes up on it. It's round cylinder. That's really nice to just massage your muscles. You roll them under, like I use it a lot for my hamstrings and also for my glutes as well, because they've been sore and a bit stiff. So it's really helped me. It almost becomes like a deep tissue massage. So I can really recommend that, because working out twice a day, if you do work out the way I am working out, you're gonna need it. Drink a gallon of water a day. Like I said, that's 3.8 liters per day. One thing they don't tell you is that water needs to leave your body as well. Not only go in, but it will leave your body as well. If you're like me, I've been doing shuttle back and forth at the office from my desk to the restroom. The first day back at work, I think I was going to the restroom every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes. I can't have it like that. That was mad. I couldn't get anything done. And then at night, I was going to, between like my 7 to 8 hour night's rest, I could go to the restroom between 4 to 7 times. And that's only adding these 3.8 liters, 1 gallon of water on top of all of the water I already have in my body. So one thing that I've learned when it comes to that gallon of water, try to portion out all through the day, because it's easier. You'll be done in no minute. And that's right. But the thing is, when you do that as well, that water still needs to get out. So what I've been doing is I have at least 1 to 1.5 liters before I go to the office. So this is throughout when I work out in the morning, when I'm doing my devotional, reading and all of that. I do that in the morning. So I will be also sweating it out at the gym. And then at the office, there I drink maybe 0.5 liter, maximum 1 liter during the day, maximum. Because I sweat out the first bunch at the gym, I'm not going to the restroom as much. And then in the evening, I do the outdoor workout, and then I can finalize the final water, because then it doesn't affect my day as much. Imagine I was on a meeting. I had a meeting that was 90 minutes. Ask me how many times I went to the restroom during that meeting. Ask me, it's okay. No, close. I was in the restroom 4 times. 4 times in 90 minutes. That is embarrassing. We were 3 people in that meeting. I had to interrupt the meeting and go to the restroom all the time because I'm doing 75 hard. So that gallon, you can drink it. That's not a problem. It is a lot of water, but you can manage in 24 hours. But just what I recommend is plan out your day. Because for me, I have 1 kidney, so I don't know if that affects it. But it becomes so potent so fast. So within about 1 to 2 hours after I drink that water, it starts coming out every 15 minutes. I can't have that. So I've chosen to portion out the biggest chunks in the morning before working out, and then in the afternoon straight after I work out, because then I'm still up around 2 hours before I go to bed. So I can get a lot of it out, and then going from using the restroom between 4 to 5, 6 times a night, now I'm down to 1 to 2 times a night, and that's okay. So that's one thing. Think about when you drink that water, because it can affect, like when I'm out on my runs and walks, I think about, okay, where can I stop to use the restroom when I need to, because I know I'm gonna need to. And mind you, that workout is only 45 minutes. And 9 out of 10 times I've gone to the restroom before I leave my house. So I try to figure out when I need to go, where can I go on my run? So I don't panic when I'm out there, and I'm not gonna pull my stuff out in this minus something weather. When it comes to the reading 10 pages, you know what, that's a treat. Most of the times I've been doing it in the morning, but I would recommend, depending on what you're reading, but it's still self-development or self-leadership, self-improvement books. So I've been reading mine just before bed, because then it feels like I'm even marinating it on a subconscious level in my sleep as well. And it's nice to just finish off the day with a good read. But yet again, think about your day, because if you're going to have a 12 to 17-hour day, maybe start the day with reading, because at the end of the day, first you'll be after midnight, so then you'll be late. Everything is basically about planning and the rhythm of your day. A lot of people are entrepreneurs, self-employed, just like myself. So our days are very different from the other. But if you have a 9 to 5, you're good to go. But if you're like me, you have several businesses and your day varies from one to another, then think about the rhythm of your specific day and how you're going to plan it out. The last one, taking progress photos. Nothing to update there, just take the photo. Just take the photo. One thing that I've read a lot about is try to take the photo with as much skin as possible. I mean, I have my shorts or workout tights and then workout top. So if I have a t-shirt or a long sleeve, I take it off and I take the picture and then put it on again, because to see the progress throughout the days, it's much easier when you actually can see skin, because then you see the whole contour of your body and shape, the structure of your body and those changes. Although this is a very mental and discipline challenge, it will also change your physique, obviously, when you're working out twice a day. And also depends a lot on what you're eating. Like, I'm on a calorie deficit diet, high in protein, and I am taking my carbs, don't worry about that, but I want to build muscles. That's the kind of diet I am on, so I'm expecting some physical changes, but everything will be driven by what's happening up here, because this challenge is not for the weak. I would say that you become so strategic in your every move, and your time management skills, I have to say, they improve, because the way I'm thinking about time right now, when I think about my objectives, I need to have devotion time, read my Bible, pray, eat what I have planned and a specific time. I'm also trying to get better at leaving the office at a specific time, because the first quarter is low season period and I need to take advantage of that. So I can't be at the office late nights, because that season is coming. So all of that has gotten me thinking very different from what I normally think. I always think about time, but now I'm really thinking very different. Like, I've become much more effective. I've become a little bit better with my boundaries, but sometimes I can feel a little bit apologetic about it, but I'm getting there. Like, if this happened already in the first week, I can't even imagine how it's going to be in week 10. That is that. I'm motivated, of course I am. I really am. I actually felt this morning, I went out running at 18 minus. I don't even want to leave my house with all of the clothes I own on my body when it's 18 minus. But one thing that I've read when I've read about jogging outdoors in the winter is how to layer up, first of all, and also the other kind of workout I'm doing on top of running. So I was coming around a corner. Up to that corner was a little bit of a elevated kind of path, and I started feeling it in my thighs, and normally I would stop, but then I remembered the breathing technique. It was an easy run. Easy run is about technique and it's about effort rather than pace. So I put myself in the right technique, breathing as well, in with the nose, out with the mouth, and then push more with my heels as the foot hit the ground, and then I just got through that area where I would normally stop. So when I say yes, I'm motivated, yeah, there is a small shift, and if you really pay attention, you start seeing that shift in yourself mentally, physically, and also it helps you to keep going, because it is tough, but most definitely doable. Another thing not many have been talking about is the amount of clothing that you use in these workouts. Mind you, you're working out 14 times a week. If you go for these holding hands, looking around, enjoying the view kind of walks, then don't worry about it, then you're working out 7 times. But if you're doing like me, working up a sweat twice a day, that's 14 times a week. That is underwear, that is socks, that is tops, that is sports bra, that is tights. And I have a lot of workout clothes, but I try not to have more than I need. What I have learned about that is that I most often need to put on a machine once a week. Before it was twice a month. That's one thing. Clothing is important to plan what you are going to wear the whole upcoming week. Not only office wear, but also your workout wear, to actually know that you don't run out of clothes. Because when you do, that can also affect your motivation for what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work out twice a day. So being able to have the right tools at the right time helps you stay in a good flow as you tick off day per day. So that's one thing I hadn't thought about, because when you work out 7 times a week, that's not a big problem. I have enough tights, enough bras, enough underwear, all of that. But now when I'm working out 14 times a week, that's double up, and some things are even 3 times. So when I come home from a whole day at the office, maybe I want to take a shower and get ready for my second workout. Just that is 1 day, 3 pairs of underwear. So think about, like, okay, do you have enough underwear before you start this challenge? Because you don't want to be washing your underwear for hand. We don't do that. Don't do that. I'm all about setting myself up for success, and I want to do the same for you. Those are my reflections on the first week of 75 Hard. I hope they help you and motivate you to want to try it out. If you've already done, share it in the comments. What were your reflections throughout the first week and what tips you have? Because like I said, I'm on day 12. I have a lot of days left. So if you have some tricks that you've picked up along the way that you've already done or you've read about, please share them in the comments. Otherwise, that is it for now. I wish you a lovely day or evening, depending on when you watch this. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Take care of yourself, drink your water, mind your business, and guard your peace. Bye.